Ave, and welcome to my channel. My family comes from Native heritage, and I wanted to hop on here and share a little bit of my perspective when it comes to healing sexual addiction. These are just my personal thoughts. I am not speaking on behalf of my tribe or all Native American people. This is going to be a quick video and also one with very minimal editing. You can listen to it in the background while you're going about your day. So the modern point of view, especially in religious places, view sexual addiction as a moral failing, a sin, or lack of willpower or lack of discipline. But Native American culture would disagree with all of that and say that the addiction is actually a profound loss of balance in a person's life, and more specifically, a person's body. And this loss of balance is never solely on the individual because we're all connected. We're connected to all life around us, and our life force is interconnected with the life force of the earth, plants, animals, and of course, other humans. So that is why also I teach that it's important to look at your addiction specifically, but it's important to look at it through a lens of three sort of different colors. You have your bio, psycho, and social lens, which I will make a video on that, breaking those down very soon. Indigenous traditions view sexuality as an erotic life force that we all have. We all have sexual organs. We all have a reproductive system. Whether we reproduce in life or not, they are still in us. And therefore, we all have erotic and sexual energy as a part of our life force. And all life force can be used as medicine, even sex, even pleasure to yourself. I believe, and I have experienced for myself, that using erotic energy is actually very healing to the imbalance of erotic energy in our lives and in our bodies. To overcome a sexual addiction, we actually have to become more sexual. We need to tap into our erotic energy and life force in order to balance that part of ourselves. And it's important to hold that part of our life force in reverence and with respect and care, and to never cut off that part of ourselves because it is a part of our life force. Many traditional healers view addiction as disconnection. You are disconnected from your body either because you have been taught or socialized to do so, or because your body experienced something so painful, so traumatic, so damaging that your mind wanted to escape your body. And in order to survive, it actually severed, it disconnected to protect itself from the pain. The disconnection is not only with your body, it's not only with yourself, because remember, our life force is connected to the life force of everything around us. So when we have a sexual addiction, yes, we are disconnected from our own bodies in some way, but also we are likely disconnected from our community, the life force of our village, so to speak, or we are disconnected from our purpose in life, or we are disconnected from nature. And that is why I view the deepest, most long-term, most life-changing solution to sexual addiction is connection, is reconnection with our bodies, reconnection with pleasure, reconnection with the people that are closest to us, and reconnection with our place, our energy in the broader scheme of things. You may have heard the phrase of walking the red road. And no, this has nothing to do with the yellow brick road. The red road symbolizes harmony between the physical world and the spiritual world, a Native American phrase used to describe walking a life of balance, taking the right path that works for you. And specifically for people like us who have struggled with sexual addiction or are just on a path to a deeper connection to our erotic energy, I like to call it our journey to sexual wellness. And everyone's journey looks a little bit different. Traditional healing also often utilizes the medicine wheel, which stresses and illustrates the parts of ourselves that need balance, which I will be making another video soon on the wisdom that we can draw from the medicine wheel, the emotional wisdom, the spiritual wisdom, and some nervous system science that you probably didn't even know was in there. So there are 3 things that I want to highlight. The first is that we need to stop treating our natural erotic energy as an enemy, as something to be contained or suppressed, and rather something to tap into and express. Number 2, we must reconnect with ourselves, and not only ourselves, but our community. And that does not have to be people. That could be a community of animals. If you like pets, if you connect well with the energy of animals. But whatever feels right to you, you must lean into connection with other life energies. And third, we have to learn how to feel safe in our bodies, which can sound nearly impossible if you were like me and you hated everything about your body when you were in the deepest part of sexual addiction. But that is part of the journey to sexual wellness, is learning the body and learning how we can care for our bodies, even if we don't feel immense love or admiration for our bodies right now. We can still learn to care for them because they are special and they deserve to be taken care of, no matter what size they are, no matter what they look like, no matter what they've been through. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope this adds a positive energy to your day.